The question is, why didn't this company who produces this tell the truth in their apology email rather than skirt around the issue, you know? Calling it a labeling error but not saying exactly what kind of labeling error, you know? It wasn't a labeling error. I wasn't born yesterday, Synergistic Company. It wasn't a labeling error, and neither was my friend Joe, okay? Neither of us were born yesterday. I have been, and I will continue to take it until it's gone. I paid $156, not including shipping, okay, for this canister. You buy it in a 1 pound thing, it costs you nearly $50. I never did that. As far as I'm concerned, this company should reimburse all of us who trusted we were getting 21 grams of protein per serving. Of course, they send us an email, they call it a labeling error. They're not even stating in the apology, if we can call it that, as far as I'm concerned, as arrogant psychobabble, or arrogant, not psycho, arrogant babbling. Basically claiming, as far as I read, that, well, there was a labeling error, but our physicist is infused with special powers, so it's okay. He moved the molecules around, so it's okay that it didn't have as much as claimed on the label. And they never even state in the entire email that I read the exact discrepancy that John Barron found out. But of course, John Barron didn't even say the name of the company when, that's why Joe didn't trust what John Barron was saying, because John Barron didn't say, in his newsletter, he didn't say, he just called it natural news whey protein powder. There is no natural news whey protein powder. See how there's rivalries even within my brand new, because I'm a newbie to this organic world, And I know that it's a hell of a lot better than what's out there. But I trusted this company. I trusted this stuff. I want to know, I want to ask, I wish I could ask John Barron, what made you even decide to investigate this? See, in his newsletter, he didn't even say it was this. Joe and I put 2 and 2 together. It has to be this, because that's what Mike Adams from Natural News is touting as being the best, And there's rivalries going on even within the organic community. There's rivalries. One person is pointing fingers at another, so the other person's going to point fingers back. It's just all bullshit. I can't trust anybody. I do not trust anybody, okay? I don't trust anybody. Why do you think when I wanted to be touched again, I made it on my terms? My terms. I wanted to be touched again, I made it on my terms. I said to that guy, I made it on my terms where I knew there was no chance of me being raped or anything. That first guy, in the March of 13, I just threw it out there. I didn't think anybody would bite. I had it on Craigslist for a while. That didn't work out well. I got flagged within a few hours. But probably because I wanted a specific type of guy, not just any guy. But I'm going to pay $100. But anyway, will you meet me at the mall and massage me? And he agreed. But he wanted to massage my feet too. Couldn't really do that inside of the mall, so like I already told you, we went to his car because I felt like I just felt like I could trust him, and it was the middle of the day. Sometimes you do have to take some risks. And then the next guy, I paid him to massage me on the beach for an hour. Paid him $100. I had the money. I can get that kind of massage that's more exciting and meet this guy and feel, rather than a regular $60 massage. And if I pay $60 for a massage, I have to give a $10 tip anyway. So why not pay $100 and have it be more exciting, you know. In the end, I didn't regret it, but I won't do it again. I'm not going to pay again. I refuse. I don't have the money anyway. My mom's money's dwindled away. I have like $5,000 to my name, but $1,700 of that is the $1,700 I stole from my mother. So, you know, I would only have like $3,000 to my name, or $35,000, whatever. What a joke! What a joke! This whole world's a joke. I'm constantly getting things in my junk mail that are trying to trick me. And I learned how to view page source, and it's all coming from the same damn thing, and I block whoever sends it, and I delete it. Of course, it's never going to end, but so what? At least I'm making a stand, right? Sometimes they'll even say, I found you on Facebook. They try to say all kinds of crap. One, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Mentioning dogs or something. I thought it had to do with the Humane Society, because when I did that Humane Lobby Day, they had us say, do you want to give your email to be involved with? But no, it didn't. It just was. They're just fishing. Who knows? It all goes to my junk mail, and I view page source, and I delete it, because sometimes legitimate things go to my junk mail, and I don't even want crap in my junk mail. So I delete it, and I block it from coming again. Of course, more and more come, but like I said, at least I'm making a stand. But they try to trick you. They say stuff like, I found you on Facebook, making you think it might be a long-lost friend, or it's just all bullshit. This whole world is nothing but bullshit, okay? I worked for a phone sex company. I met the women in person at a phone sex, at the party that the owner had. He was actually a legitimate business. It was here in Massachusetts. He was a legitimate business on one side and the phone sex on the other. He might still be around. I don't know. Probably is. Maybe not. 99.9% of those women were huge. I was the exception. There was a girl, Andrea, who was an exception, because she met me. We'd only ever talked on the phone because I was a moderator, where I took the calls and set the guys up with Sally, or Jessica, or Candace, or whatever, you know. And sometimes there could be a 50-year-old woman playing an 18-year-old. But it's all fantasy, and I'm assuming that the guys deep down have to know it's not true, but the idiots don't know, apparently. But I'm here to tell you firsthand, I met with the women. The Aerosmith video is the truth. They are all huge. They are not the little 5'4", 100-pound triple D breasts, or, you know, whatever, little blonde, and they know it's all bullshit. They just have nice voices. You can't do it if you don't have a nice voice. And you have to be an actress, too. I was the exception. I mean, not that there aren't other exceptions, but in that particular company, I was one of maybe 2 or 3 exceptions, because I met all the women. And, you know, so that proves about the world, too. It's all bullshit. That's why in one of Joe's tapes, his first tape, the very first tape he sent to me before he knew me, he said, you're the real fucking thing, Alicia. You're not some 400-pound ape or gorilla. You're the real fucking thing. And that's why Cal is fascinated with you. He's fascinated with everything you do and everything you say. So, anyway. That was Donald's take on things. But then Donald turned out to be a fucking abusive prick who nearly ended my life, or worse, so, in the end. So I trust nothing. Every time, I'm so naive, you know. I believe, I mean, why would I think this awesome company that has all these awesome emails and pamphlets and whatnot is deceiving its customers? And then in the apology, quote, apology email, what does it say? What does it say? There was a labeling error, but does Sally from Timbuktu, who was cured of this or that, from having this, care about labeling errors? No. And oh my God. Sell me another bridge, why don't you? I trust nothing. I trust nothing. I give things reviews. I mean, there's no way for me to know if any one thing is working. I use a whole bunch of superfoods that I purchase from Sun Food, and I give them high reviews because they're good products, but I'm telling the truth. I feel very healthy, but I take so many different things, there's no way for me to know if any one thing is working for me or not. See, there's no way. It just comes down to trust. I trusted this. Okay? What I do know is I'm getting more nutrients or whatnot, even if it's not perfect, then, you know, whatever. But I just got my eyes opened yet again, twofold, because this company did not send out the type of email it should have sent out under the circumstances. This is big. This is big. And they didn't just deceive their customers. Other companies sell this product. Other companies believed 100% in this product that was deceptively mislabeled. I mean, severely mislabeled, not just by a couple of grams or whatever, but severely mislabeled in regards to protein content. And I'm disgusted. I am so disgusted. I'm disgusted. Because I'm not somebody who just took that on a whim. I was taking it as a part of my daily protein intake. I was taking it, you know, I was relying on that 21 grams. I don't know how much protein I should be taking per day. I don't know if I'm getting enough. I don't even know, because they'll say, well, it's arbitrary. They say you cut your weight in half or something, and that's how much protein you should have per day. So I should have 80 grams of protein per day? I don't know. I'm 163.8. That's my exact weight this morning, naked, before eating and drinking anything. But now that I'm exercising, it's not the winter. I mean, they say you should cut, I think I read that you're supposed to, for protein intake, you're supposed to cut your weight in half. So I am not getting enough protein. I know I'm not. I know that I'm not. I don't even know how to get enough protein now that I'm not eating meat anymore. I don't know how vegans ever get enough protein in their diet. I don't even know what to do. All I know is I was taking that once a day and thinking I was getting 21 grams of protein, and I was only getting, as it turned out, if what John Barron pointed out of his mystery whey protein, because that's why Joe didn't trust what Joe doesn't get John Barron's newsletter. I do. And I started doing that because I loved his book, Lessons from the Miracle Doctors, and that's why I can't just disregard everything he says. But the minute he says something bad about Mike Adams, Joe's not going to like him anymore. And even though Joe loved his book and he had a lot of good things to say in the book, I feel like there's good and bad in everything, and you can't just automatically discount what this guy says just because you don't like some of the things he says, you know? So I'm a newbie to all this, and I'm very, very disgusted and very, very confused. And in the end, how much protein am I supposed to be getting per day? I thought that was giving me 21 extra grams. I don't know if I'm probably not getting enough protein. 80 is a lot, and that's the bare minimum, I think. That's what I'm supposed to have at 160 pounds. Would I have 80 grams? I don't know. I think it says you're supposed to cut your body weight in half, and that's the amount of protein you're supposed to have. But if you exercise, you're supposed to have a lot more. And that's why people will take protein shakes and whatnot, because it's an easy way to get more protein. But if we can't even trust that, what the fuck are we supposed to do? I thought I could trust that my labels of my protein powders and whatnot were telling the truth. Can't even trust that. What am I supposed to do? In the end, I'm just trying, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how vegans make sure they get enough protein. I'm a vegetarian, not a vegan. I eat meat and dairy. But even that, like I said, I relied on the protein powders. To make sure I was getting enough protein per day. And now I come to find out that if this company can't be trusted, how do I know what company I can trust? I'm still only going to stick with the organic companies when it comes to protein powders or any green powders, anything like that. But even in regards to that, there can be, some are better than others, so how can I ever know who I can trust? The answer is I can't. I learned that I couldn't trust my own mother. She'll sit there, and I overheard her on the phone lying through her teeth, like, oh yeah, I'd be fine if she would just leave, if Laura would just leave, I'd be fine. And then the next breath, to her friend Marianne, I don't know what's wrong with me, because my mom didn't know I was listening. I don't know what's wrong with me, Marianne. I feel like, I don't want to wind up in the hospital, I don't know what's wrong with me, admitting that something's seriously wrong with her. And then, in a letter to me, why do you think I'm crazy, Laura? Don't you know how badly it hurts me that you think I'm crazy? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Can't trust anything. Can't trust anybody. I'm trying to do the right thing that I feel is the right thing for me by eating all organic, non-GMO. And like Joe said, there's a lot more companies out there deceiving you a lot worse than them. Yeah, but I trusted them. I thought once I went organic or whatnot, you think you can. I thought I could really trust these companies. I was in shock when I first read John Barron's newsletter, and I told Joe about it. He's like, well, he doesn't list the name. He's lying, Laura. John Barron doesn't list, why isn't he listing the name? Because he's afraid of being sued because he's lying. No. This happened, last week, and now I'm getting, it skyrocketed. I don't know what's going on, but I just got an email from the synergistic company who makes One World Way, and they're acknowledging it, not really. They're pussyfooting around, skirting the issue. I won't be purchasing that from them again. As far as I'm concerned, they should reimburse their customers who purchased it. In full, they should reimburse them. It is not right that we thought we were getting a hell of a lot more protein in that protein powder than we were. And it's really not right that the synergistic company sends out an email that doesn't even state, doesn't even state what happened or whatnot, but, they're probably afraid of being sued. Joe said it outright, they should be sued. Will they be sued? I don't know. I'm disgusted with them. But unfortunately, I'm disgusted with them, and now I've learned, even in my brand new world, my brand new organic world, I cannot trust any of these companies. If the company I trusted 100% was deceiving me, then how do I trust any of them? How can I? How can I know that I can? The answer is I can't. The answer is that I can't. Oh, and just as an aside, it's been so long for me, and I am just so much up here now. I mean, I can't even imagine what it would be like to have sex again, but I have to qualify that with for the first time in my life actually have good sex, have really good sex. I can't imagine it. Can't imagine it. Can't even imagine what it would be like because I've never experienced it. Can't imagine it. And unfortunately, I'm so broken and so damaged at this point that I can't imagine it, and I probably couldn't even shut down my mind enough to enjoy it. Not to the degree I would want to anyway. I trusted. I've been taking that. At Joe's, I took it just about every day. Not on my days that I fasted once a week, but other than that, I took that. I had a scoop of that in a shake every single day. Just one scoop. And I thought I was getting a whopping 21 grams of protein per scoop. I only had one scoop a day. I couldn't afford to have more. I spent a lot of money at Joe's, and that stuff is expensive. That stuff cost me a little over $50 a month, And that's just one thing I'm adding to my shake, not all the other stuff, let alone all the other stuff. It's just so difficult to be human. I mean, you just have to worry about so much shit. Yeah, and you just don't know. You don't know if what you're putting in your body and thinking is wonderful is actually poisoning you. You don't know. You just... Being human is so goddamn fucking difficult. For me, anyway. Because we've already established I'm a different breed of animal than most people. Not of all people, I'm sure. Somewhere out there are people who feel the way that I do and think the way that I do and share my sentiments about life and existence, reality. The problem is I don't know how to find them. And some of them might pretend to feel the way I do, but who really don't, and I know the difference between that too. I know when people are bullshitting me. That's why I could never fully trust Jasmine, my shelter friend. I could never fully trust her. I read between the lines of things she said and did, and she would be like, she would smooth things over and think that I'm not trusting her just because it's my own fucking insecurities or whatnot. In a way, she's probably right about that. But then again, our gut instincts are right a lot of the times, because that first guy that raped me, I had bad vibes about him from the beginning, and then he won me over by talking about how his friend had committed suicide when he, and whatnot. And then I didn't want him to come up to my apartment. He wore me down. I hadn't made out with him, nothing. Can I just come up and use your bathroom? No, I really, oh, come on, I'll just be a minute, and then he rapes me. So. Sometimes our gut instincts are right on the money. And sometimes we're just completely duped by somebody we 100% believe we can trust completely. I'm disgusted. I didn't sleep enough. I need to go back to bed. I'll bring his dog in. It's too warm out for the dog to stay out. I don't understand why my roommate's not putting any kind of flea stuff on his dog, flea and tick stuff. Like Frontline or Advanix or whatnot, or even the no-name brand. I'm in shock at that. He's not an idiot. Like Donna said, and like I know, and even, you're supposed to care if your dog is being bit by fleas, but also your house can become infested. Infested. Cheryl was so naive. She's like, I thought everybody puts heart, and when I said, she's like, I thought everybody puts HeartGuard on their dog. No. Everyone does not put HeartGuard on their dog. Far from it. A lot of people can't afford it, and a lot of people don't think it's important. There are probably more people that don't think it's important than who can't afford it, because even people who are poor